In a significant turn of events at the Katuna border, revenue collection has experienced a steady growth of 42%, signaling a positive upturn in businesses since their reopening after a prolonged closure dating back to 27 February 2019. The closure was initiated by Rwanda, citing concerns of alleged spying activities and the safety of its nationals in Uganda. Rwanda reopened the Katuna border on 31st January 2022 after nearly 3 years of closure, allowing businesses to resume operations. Initially, Rwandan nationals faced a hurdle, being required to pay 5,000 shillings for a COVID-19 PCR test to cross into Uganda, posing a challenge, especially for ordinary citizens. On 22nd June 2023, Rwandan nationals were finally allowed to freely cross into Uganda for trade, marking a pivotal moment for both nations. In a phone interview with Edwin Mutebi, Assistant Commissioner of Public and Corporate Affairs at Uganda Revenue Authority, he revealed that revenue collection has witnessed a significant surge. In 2022, after reopening, over 2.7 billion Ugandan shillings were collected, marking a substantial increase from the pre-closure levels of above 1 billion Ugandan shillings. By the end of 2023, the revenue collection further rose to 3.8 billion Ugandan shillings, representing a remarkable 42% increment.
The Katuna border post closed on February 2019 and then it opened on January 29th of 2022. By the time we closed, we were collecting about 1 billion. And now when we opened in 2022, we were collecting 2.7 billion. You look at that magnitude, it simply shows you that we are losing enormous revenue because of its closure. As I speak now, by 2023, which is last year, we managed to get 3.8 billion. That is an increment of 42. Now this shows you the strategic importance of this border post between the countries that are using it mostly, that is Uganda, Rwanda, and Burundi, because sometimes it's a transit route. So its closure definitely will have to agree that it had an impact in terms of revenue collection, because if you look at how much we collected in 2020 when the border was closed, and I think these were just few things, the reduction was about 98% of the total collection before closure. So when you look at the current statistics showing us a 42% increment in terms of revenue when the border is fully operational, by 2023 we observe an increment of revenue from 2.7 to 3.8 billion.
Mutebi emphasized the strategic importance of the border post for facilitating trade between the two nations. Mutebi expressed optimism about the future, attributing the increased revenue percentage to the positive impact of collaboration between Uganda and Rwanda. He anticipates continued growth in trade, emphasizing the positive trajectory observed in follow-up data.
This shows you how strategic this border post is, and it also gives us a picture of the impact of the closure and how now government is benefiting from the cooperation between the two countries in terms of facilitating trade among these countries that are using this border post. By simply looking at the data, if I collected 2.7 billion and I'm also seeing now in 2023 I'm seeing 3.8 billion, already the trend is giving us a positive trend. And as long as we continue the cooperation between countries in terms of committing to facilitating trade amongst ourselves, then we are seeing a positive trajectory in terms of revenue collection from that border post.
Christmas Byarhanga, the town clerk of Katuna Town Council, reported a notable increase in local revenue, ranging between 40% to 45% of taxes collected.
Before we used even to collect 0.5% revenue, but now we are approaching 40% now, 40-45%. So we are wishing, really, we are convinced that by next year or before this year ends, the calendar year, really we shall really collect more than we have been used to do.
He credits this surge to the free movement of Rwandan nationals, particularly highlighting their increased purchases of commodities like posho in Ugandan markets.
Posho is also part of businesses in Katuna. And of course it is contributing some, because the Rwandese, they used it to come and buy posho from here. So now it is now helping us to collect some revenues compared to last time. And we are hoping that if this business continues, we shall gain more.
Ugandan traders Ainaman Bosco and Karagwa Julius expressed optimism, stating that trade has significantly improved, especially since the free movement of Rwanda nationals into Uganda markets. They foresee continued progress if the current situation persists.
Mazima nyuma ho batakigure border tukaba turi kubi nkokora cyurira tukaba tusibaga mu Katare ubugwa na siringigana zo batahana chonka buti harimo haca hakira mazima byo bushubuzi nkitwabashubuzi tuyakora muri Katuna tibyine shonga abanyarwanda barija baguraguremo nubwo amafaranga bagwire chonga barija batuhagiremo mazima inecha hindukireho
kuturebera Rwanda hatubayigura munonga twashemerwa munonga ko abantu abayugana n'abarwana nibatayiza kimwe bintu munonga nibaguza nitwa bari kuvunjura ntuvunjura je twindeshonga munonga.
The reopening of the Katuna border has not only facilitated the free movement of people and goods, but has also sparked a remarkable surge in revenue collection, indicating a positive trajectory for cross-border trade relations between Uganda and Rwanda. A story by John Anamara, Nobert Nyamachi for Kigezi TV.